Welcome to Whisky Riffs. I'm Kevin, and it's day 21. We made it through 21 days of the Whisky Advent Calendar series, and I'm using the Flaviar Whiskies of the World Advent Calendar, which is still fantastic. Tricked me a little bit yesterday, but I think that's all my fault. Flaviar has no fault in that at all. These are blind tastings, and even though Flaviar gives me tasting notes, one card for each day, I'm avoiding looking at these till the very end so that you get my honest tasting notes that aren't influenced by these and my honest mistakes when I make them. Now, there's nothing wrong with improper tasting notes, but I am trying to pick which country and what kind of whiskey it is, and sometimes I'm just wrong. I also have a lovely Glencairn glass from the calendar that I'll be using today. And it is day 21 on the calendar. Let me go find that bottle, get it out. All right, success. Now, the top of the bottle has the day, so day 21, and the front of the bottle also has the country of origin for the whiskey. Huge, huge clue as to what kind of whiskey this is. The color matters, the tasting notes matter, but that's a real dead giveaway. So I'm not gonna look at the front. That's strictly for you to see. And I am just gonna pour half of this right now into my Glencairn glass so we can start this tasting. Half is good for most situations because 25 milliliters is a decent amount to get an assessment of the whiskey. And then I have a little, wow, I have a little less than 25. I have a little less than 25 for a later tasting to find out if I changed my mind about anything, or maybe I liked the whiskey more the second time around. So let me dive into this one. Start off with the nose on the tasting notes. Nose and flavor are very connected, but they're not always the same. This is a very, very sweet, almost honey, pure honey on my first nosing. I'm not getting an awful lot else. If there's fruit, it's very, very mild. I may have to go in for a taste to get much more of a note. Wow, this is a very mild whiskey. Very easy to drink. There's a little heat going down, so I don't think it's down too low on the ABV. There's a little bit of oak spice on the taste. Now I'm getting more spice on the nose. Pepper, maybe? Could be pepper. Caramel, honey. That's a pretty good heat on the finish. Maybe the ABV is a little bit higher than I'm originally thinking. I was going to knock it down to 43 ABV. Yesterday, I did not pick out that it was a peated whiskey because the nose didn't give it to me. I was so hung up on the port and the sherry finish. This one isn't distracting me on the nose, and that heat just seems like it's maybe the ABV and the oak spice. There's malt here. So I'm going to say this is a malted whiskey. Maybe 45 ABV. Sometimes there's just not a lot I can pick out of a whiskey. And today seems to be one of those days. This seems like a very mild malted whiskey. Could be a malted scotch that has a little bit of a finish on it. Could be a blend also. All right, let's go with that. Maybe we're in Scotland again. Seems like we've been there a lot, but they make a lot of whiskey. So let's go with Scotland. My backup choice is another Japanese whiskey maybe. This kind of reminds me of the Hibiki Harmony. So okay, let's just look. Oh, Japan. Okay, so there we go. It really seemed like a Scotch, but Japan does malted Scotch whiskeys, basically, just not called Scotch because it's in Japan. And this really reminded me of a blend, like the Harmony. So let's see where we are. Is it Hibiki? Am I in the right distillery? That'd be cool. White Oak. There's the front of the card. And the back is Akashi, blended Japanese whiskey. I'll put it up here, see it closer. So honey, caramel, spice. There was a little bit of heat there, and they say peaty. It's pretty mild. Sweet, citrus, apricot, fruit. Yeah, I got mostly wood, I got sweet, got the honey and caramel, definitely. I'm not getting a lot else, and this is down to 40%. So that heat was strictly from the peat and the spice. The ABV is really low at 40, which it seemed that way on the nose, but I chickened out at the last minute and called it a 45. So, well, I don't know much about Akashi. I don't know if this is what this is a blend of. It seems like it's possible they have their own distillery that they're blending from, or a lot of times they import whiskeys and blend those and then resell them as Japanese whiskey, which is why sometimes Japanese whiskey, the reputation suffers a little bit. If they're sourcing whiskey, then it reduces the authenticity for some people. I don't know, sourcing whiskey is a real thing. Your ability to blend sourced whiskeys is a skill. It makes a whiskey just like if you distilled it by yourself. So I have no problem with sourcing whiskeys, and this may be where this is from. So Akashi, Japan. It's nice that we visited Japan again. If you like Japanese whiskey, if you like low-proof whiskey, then maybe the Akashi is good for you. I don't think I'm a fan of it. Just not enough interesting bits and pieces for me. Yeah, it's unimpressive. I don't find anything that's going to bring me back to it. But taste is very subjective. So if you like it, I'm not trashing your whiskey. Enjoy it. Enjoy whatever you drink. Whatever's in front of you that you have to drink is the best whiskey in the world because it's right there for you. So made it through 21 days. There's only 3 days left, which seems ridiculously short. And I probably should have done some Christmas shopping. I think I'm screwed. Anyway, it's 2020. You got excuses for everything, right? Take care of yourself. Watch out for the people around you. And until tomorrow, cheers.